Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman Reborn Dick Grayson Batman. Not only that, but this is the Platinum Chase variant. This one has the blue and gray color scheme versus the black and gray color scheme. The Dick Grayson figure is a fantastic Batman release, and this Platinum one looks to be excellent as well. Huge shout out to my boy, Johnny from Denver, for hooking me up with this. One of my subscribers messaged me and said that he had 2 Platinum Dick Grayson Batmans for me, and I graciously accepted. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus. DC Multiverse Batman, McFarlane Platinum Edition, meaning that it's a lot more rare than the regular version. Here he is in the package. Looks like we have display stand, collector's card, and a total of 6 hands. One side of the package, Batman from Batman Reborn. Other side, Batman. At the bottom, there's the barcode, but keep in mind this is going to be the exact same barcode as the black and gray version. Won't help you track the Platinum down. And the back, here's Dick Grayson Batman and Damian Wayne Robin from Batman Reborn. So with no further ado, let's open them up. And of course, as always, I did get 2 of these figures. One of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. He doesn't have any traditional accessories like a batarang or grapnel launcher, and although that would be nice, I've got plenty of those to give this guy. He does come with a display stand, collector's card, and 4 alternate hands, totaling 6 interchangeable hands. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Dick Grayson as Batman from Batman Reborn. Dick Grayson reluctantly took over the role, the mantle of Bat, when Batman was killed by Darkseid. But it turned out he wasn't killed, he was just pushed back in time, and of course, he comes back eventually. Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne made a pretty cool team for quite a while in the comics, and it's sort of a fan favorite. Not only that, but this is the Platinum Chase blue and gray variant, and I think he looks absolutely fantastic. In Batman Reborn, sometimes he was blue, sometimes he was black, sometimes kind of a mixture of both. I'm not even sure which one I like better. I'll try to have an answer by the end of this video, but this guy looks fantastic. So let's take a closer look. Starting with his face here, it looks very close to the source material. We have the semi-long ears. You can kind of see the shape of his ears behind there. The head is very sort of long and tall. That's how Dick Grayson was drawn as Batman. White lenses in the eyes, stern expression. You can kind of be fooled that it's Bruce Wayne as Batman, but we all know better. He's got the giant bat symbol on his chest with no oval. Very specific belt to Batman Reborn. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. He's mostly done on the Nightfall body. He's got these brass knuckles, so it's the closest thing to a bat gadget you'll get on this guy. It just looks great. I really like the dark blue mixed with the gray. In addition to all that, you have a cloth soft goods cape with a bendy wire on either side. It stretches out about this far. It looks very nice. Love these wired capes. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane stand we've seen a million times before. Very thin, very basic. Here's a look at his collector's card. It's a partial replica of the cover of Batman and Robin #1, Batman Reborn. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. And it just so happens, here is Batman Reborn #1. Dick Grayson Batman, Damian Wayne Robin, the dynamic duo. Here's the regular collector's card on the left, next to the Platinum Chase version on the right. They are 100% identical. There should be something at least a little bit different. Maybe a platinum border. They used to do stuff like that. Now let's check out his hands. He has a total of 6 of them, 3 right hands and 3 left hands. Here's his first pair of hands. This is one that has the brass knuckles. They actually look pretty good. You can see the sort of bat shape and then the energy at the front. Here's his second pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. And here's the last pair of hands. This is a pair of open hands. Could be some grabbing or throwing hands. Now I'm going to check out the differences in reuse between this platinum blue and gray version and the regular black and gray version. And besides the obvious paint differences, it's 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation. I also wanted to point out the source material here looks like it's sort of semi-blue, semi-black, which is really hard to capture in action figure form. So it's one or the other. Which one do you guys like better? I think I like the blue and gray one better. I'm a blue and gray Batman kind of guy. I like black and gray, but blue and gray is what I'm used to. And he technically is blue in the comics, although it's a little bit darker in this. It looks really damn good. They both look really damn good. I like the head sculpt. I like the big bat symbol. I love the accuracy of the belt there. I like that it's a darker blue. They both look very nice. And the capes, they also look very nice. But I love the fact that we have two different variations that both look freaking awesome. And I also want to check out the reuse and differences between this blue and gray Dick Grayson Batman and the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Nightfall Batman. I chose that one because it has the darker blue and the darker gray, but neither one matches this Dick Grayson exactly. So obviously the heads are completely different. The torso is the same. You can see the same wrinkle down here on both of them, but they obviously flattened out the chest here and put the different bat symbol there. The diaper piece looks to be the same with a different belt. The arms are pretty much the same, except the bottom part here is going to be a little bit different on both of them. You can see the fins are different. And beyond that, it looks to be exactly the same. Obviously the cape's completely different. So these are exactly the same figure, except the head, the forearms, the belt, and the cape. And a little bit of an altered upper torso. And I think it works great for both Nightfall Batman and Batman Reborn Dick Grayson Batman. Both these figures have 2 thumbs up. Here are all of the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures that utilize the Nightfall Batman body. There are currently 11 of them that I have, and whenever I get the Platinum version of Clock King or Mr. Time, there will be 12. We have Catman, 2 versions of Manga Batman, Bullseye Batman, 4 versions of Nightfall Batman, 2 versions of Dick Grayson Batman, and I have 1 version of Clock King, but there are 2 out there. I actually really like the Nightfall body. I'm happy they're using it for more standard versus the Hush and 3 Jokers, which I think is a little bit too big. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to just over 18 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 7.4 inches tall. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, it can rotate side to side. He can look up and down a pretty good amount. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes a little bit more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got that butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest area, increasing the range of motion and covered with a large gap. My arms are a little bit on the loose side there. They'll stay where you want them, but kind of loose. Bicep cut, double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate and is going to be hinged. Torso, he has a ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion in the torso. Legs completely does splits, McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is pretty good on him. Legs go forward, about that far, a little bit more to the side. Back, not at all. Double jointed knees, and then his ankle, forward and back, rotate, tilt, rock, and of course, articulation. Here's a look at this Dick Grayson Batman and Damian Wayne Robin on top of a rooftop of Gotham, overlooking, protecting the city, the new dynamic duo. And here they are in the Batcave, my sort of half-ass reenactment of the cover of Batman and Robin #1. And then here's the black and gray Dick Grayson Batman next to Damian Wayne Robin. Professor Pig is one of those more modern Bat Rogues that was heavily used in the Batman Reborn storyline. Here's Professor Pig dissecting and altering this victim, turning him into one of his Dolatrons. In drop Batman and Robin to stop Professor Pig, but they're obviously far too late to save this John Doe. Professor Pig calls in all of his other Dolatrons to take out Batman and Robin. They've got their work cut out for them. Now let's check them out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Dick Grayson and Batman Reborn figures. Here's the Platinum Chase, blue and gray Dick Grayson Batman. Next to the regular black and gray release. Both are fantastic figures, but I think I like the blue one a little bit more. And here he is, next to all 4 versions of the Bruce Wayne Nightfall Batman. And then here are all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse figures that utilize the Nightfall body. I have 11 of them. When I get the Platinum Clock King, there will be 12. And honestly, I think they're pretty much all excellent releases. I like that body a lot. Here they are. Next, McFarlane's Two-Faces Batman. These 3 figures are the only McFarlane DC Multiverse figures specifically labeled Batman Reborn. DC Direct also made a wave of Batman Reborn figures. This wave consisted of Stephanie Brown as Batgirl, Michael Lane as Azrael, Jason Todd as Batman, and Two-Face as Batman. Here's Dick Grayson, next to a DC Direct Batman Incorporated Damian Wayne Robin. Although not from Batman Reborn, it's the exact same look that he had in that story. And here he is, next to a Mattel DC Universe Classics Signature Collection Damian Wayne Robin. This was my main Damian for a long time in my action figure collection, and he's wearing the same outfit from Batman Reborn. And then, here he is, next to a couple of McFarlane DC Multiverse Damian Wayne figures. These are Damian in his traditional red, yellow, and green colors, the original outfit. Although it looks a little bit different from Batman Reborn, there is an upcoming version of the McFarlane Damian Wayne Robin that looks pretty close to the Batman Reborn look. That'll look really nice next to this Dick Grayson Batman. Now let's check him out, next to some other Dick Grayson figures. Here he is, next to the Mattel DC Multiverse, Batman Reborn, Dick Grayson as Batman. Mattel was the first company to give us this figure, but the one they made sucked. Such a skinny body, the cape is atrocious, it just doesn't look good. That Mattel figure did come with a pretty nice unmasked Dick Grayson head. I popped that onto a civilian body and have a nice little Dick Grayson in civilian attire. Now let's check him out with some other McFarlane Dick Grayson figures. Here he is, next to the old school DC Classics Dick Grayson Robin. And here he is, next to the Page Puncher fighting the Frozen Dick Grayson Robin. Then, next to a couple of Chris O'Donnell Dick Grayson Robin figures from Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. And Dick Grayson has not only been Robin and Batman, but his main identity is Nightwing. Here are 8 different McFarlane DC Multiverse Nightwing figures. So here are all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Dick Grayson figures that they've made. The next one to come out is going to be part of the Amazon exclusive Court of Owls 3-pack. Here he is, next to a couple of other McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures. You can see that this Dick Grayson Batman is a little bit shorter than the Detective Comics Batman on the right, and significantly shorter than the Hush Batman on the left. Personally, I like the size of the Nightfall Batman. And since this Cyborg Superman is a Platinum Chase variant, I wanted to take a look at all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Chase variants out there. Here are all the sort of older Platinum Chase variants. Gold, bronze, unpainted, and then some newer versions. And here are all the more recent McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Chase variants. I'm almost fully caught up. The only ones I need left are the Collector's Edition Wave 6, Clock King, Ragman, Red Hood, and Agent Liberty. If anyone has a lead and won't be able to get one, please drop me a line in the comments below. Now let's check him out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the rest of his wave. We have both the Platinum Chase variants and the regular versions of the Adam West Batman, Dick Grayson Batman, and the World's Finest Fusion Batman Superman. Here's this Batman, next to the Batman Forever wave. Val Kilmer Batman, Chris O'Donnell Robin, Jim Carrey Riddler, Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face, collective build the Nightmare Bat. And here he is, next to the most recent Platinum wave. Bullseye Batman, Hugo Strange's Batman, Batman Begins Lucius Fox, and the Flash movie Ben Affleck Batman. Then, next to the 6th wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, Clock King, Red Hood, Ragman, and Agent Liberty. There are Platinum Chase variants of each of these 4 figures, and I'm on the hunt for Clock King, Red Hood, and Ragman. If anybody has a lead on where I'm able to get one for a reasonable price, or can possibly help me out, please drop me a line in the comments below. It is much appreciated. And now, next to the Walmart exclusive Gold Label Vampire Shazam and Max Mercury, here's Batman, next to the DC Classics Darkseid Mega figure. And here he is, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Dark Knight Returns Patina Armored Batman, and the San Diego Comic Con exclusive Superman Centennial Park Tribute Statue. Then, next to the DC Rebirth Tim Drake Robin, and the Platinum and regular versions of the Cyborg Superman. And now, with the previous Platinum wave, Sportsmaster, New 52 Reverse Flash, and Manhunter. And finally, next to the second digital wave, Green Arrow, Superman, and the Atom. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some Diamond Select toys. So as you guys are aware, In pretty much every single video that I do, I throw a random comparison out there. Now the purpose is both number 1, humor, number 2, kind of making fun of my excessive comparisons, and number 3, to see who's still watching this late in the video. So, once again, huge shout out to Jeffrey from Delaware. Messaged me, said he found these platinum figures, and I was sure looking for them. He said he'd help me out, and the only thing he asked in return, obviously I paid for the figures, but he said, in your random comparisons, said he really likes that part, can he include a picture of his cats? And I said, hell yeah, I could definitely do that. The white cat is named Frouch, and the gray one is named Taco. They're good old boys. His name is Frankie, but they call him Frouch, and he doesn't even really know why. Sounds familiar, always make nicknames for your cats. So here he is, next to a picture of Jeffrey's cats. Thanks again for hooking me up with this platinum. I still have not seen him in stores one time yet. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a fantastic Batman figure, and an even better Dick Grayson as Batman figure. The sculpt and paint job are excellent. I love the Nightfall body, and I think they did a great job altering it slightly to make the Batman Reborn Dick Grayson Batman. I really like the black and gray version, but I think I like the blue and gray version even better. Well, number 1, it's harder to get, so that makes it more desirable, and I prefer a blue and gray Batman. It's a dark blue, and it could have been maybe a little bit darker, but it does a good job of translating the source material to action figure form. His accessories could be a little better. Sculpt and paint job, excellent. Articulation, also excellent. If I were to rate this guy, honestly, I think both versions are worth an 8.5 out of 10. I don't remember what I rated the original Dick Grayson Batman, but I think I like him even more now than when I originally reviewed him. Excellent figure, excellent release. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.